Some artists have a good month, some artists have a great quarter, and then there is NBA YoungBoy in March 2026, a man who somehow managed to compress an entire year's worth of headlines, controversies, emotional reversals, and cultural moments into a single calendar month, and still had energy left over to drop new music on top of it. If you blinked even once this month, you missed something significant, so consider this your complete catch-up. Welcome back to the Hip Hop Watchdog, the only channel built specifically to track exactly this kind of concentrated chaos and make sense of it before the algorithm buries it under the next wave of noise. If you are not subscribed, today is the day that changes. Hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and let us run through the most eventful month YoungBoy has had in recent memory, and for a man with his track record, that is genuinely saying something. Let us start at the beginning of the month and work forward, because the sequence here is not just interesting, it is almost poetic in how perfectly it captures who YoungBoy is as a public figure in 2026. The month opened with music, specifically the masked-up video with Nettspend dropping and immediately igniting a debate about feature dynamics, artist hierarchy, and whether YoungBoy showing up with full headliner energy on someone else's record is a blessing or a quiet takeover. The internet split cleanly down the middle. Nettspend supporters argued their artist built the foundation. YoungBoy supporters argued their man elevated the entire structure. The streaming numbers, meanwhile, ignored the argument entirely and just kept climbing regardless of who was winning the debate. That is typically how it goes with YoungBoy. The discourse rages, the numbers move independently of the discourse. Then came the Coil Array collab. Better Than Yours dropped with a Kellis milkshake interpolation built into its foundation, which is the sonic equivalent of walking into a room carrying something everyone immediately recognizes and wants to talk about. The sample alone generated its own separate conversation before most people had even finished the first listen. Coy's execution was sharp, the feature placement was strategic, and YoungBoy's verse landed with the kind of weight that reminded everyone why his feature market value sits where it currently does. Two completely different sonic worlds colliding and somehow producing chemistry instead of confusion. Back-to-back drops, back-to-back conversations. The month was already full, and we had not even reached the most emotionally complex chapter yet. Mid-month, the DeJounte Murray situation surfaced. Janiah Michelle's name circulated alongside the NBA players, and the internet, never requiring much invitation to construct a full narrative from incomplete information, immediately drafted YoungBoy into the story as a central character. The cheating accusation angle spread with the velocity that only genuinely scandalous rumors can achieve, which is to say it moved fast and asked questions approximately never. The actual timeline, when examined with any level of patience, did not support the narrative being built around it, but patience and viral momentum have never successfully occupied the same space. And by the time cooler heads started pointing at the inconsistencies, the story had already lapped them twice. YoungBoy's name was in the center of an NBA player's relationship drama. The internet treated it as confirmed. The facts remained considerably more complicated. And then, in what can only be described as the most perfectly timed emotional counterweight the month could have possibly produced, the funeral story broke. A 10-year-old girl, a family without the financial means to give her a proper farewell, and YoungBoy without announcement or camera crew or caption crafted for maximum sympathy, covering the entire cost and walking away from it quietly. The internet found out anyway because someone always talks, and the reaction from people who had spent the previous 48 hours debating his character in the context of the Murray rumors was immediate and visibly disorienting.
The same week, the same man, two stories that could not be more different in emotional texture, and the internet had to hold them both simultaneously without the comfort of a simple verdict. That is the YoungBoy experience in concentrated form. He does not give you a clean narrative. He never has. He is not built for clean narratives, and at this point in his career, it seems abundantly clear that he has no interest in constructing one for the sake of public comfort. What March 2026 ultimately proved is something his core audience has been arguing for years, that the full picture of NBA YoungBoy is genuinely too large and too contradictory to fit inside any single headline, any single take, or any single month of coverage, however eventful that month might be. The music moved, the rumors flew, the generosity surfaced quietly, the debates raged loudly, and somewhere in the middle of it all, YoungBoy just kept being exactly himself, complicated, consistent in his inconsistency, and impossible to look away from. March 2026 belonged to him, whether the culture wants to admit that or not. Thanks for watching.